The Sega Genesis has some amazing games. I just wish there was a better sound chip. I'm your man out of Japan, Jay Contra, and if you'd like to see exclusive videos about Japanese video game collecting, you can head over to my Patreon. I'm spitting hot fire, but I love the Mega Drive as it's known in Europe and Japan, the Genesis in America. But boy, do I wish some of these games actually sounded better. I shouldn't start this off by complaining. Sonic 2 is an amazing game and actually does sound pretty good. It's just that some of the games that we'll get to, boy, do I wish that Sega had properly or made a decent sound chip on their game. And I've got to be very careful here because that seems to have ripped apart. Oh boy. So this, I actually got very lucky. Sonic 2 and Sonic 1, even Sonic 3 to a certain extent, are pretty expensive in Japan. And finding this for $5 at a hard off was a real deal. I got very lucky to find this. This is normally a $20 or even $30 game. I've seen it be very expensive at a place like Retro Game Camp, which is unfortunate because Sonic 2 is very fun. Love playing this game. The thing about Sonic, there's a duality to Sonic. There's the times where you're running very fast through the level, through these massive, expansive stages. That feels great, but then when you have to stop, slow down, and explore, that's kind of where the game loses me. But that's just me. I know there's a lot of people out there who love Sonic in all of his different forms. Thank goodness for these clamshell cases, by the way. You don't often see loose Mega Drive games in Japan. You see them, but they're not terribly common, unlike the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo, the Famicom and Super Famicom, respectively. This is Landstalker. I can't believe it. How much was this? This is actually like a $20 game now. I don't think I paid that much for it, but boy, did I get it in really good condition. Even comes with the, I'm thinking this has to be the original plastic. I don't know if all games came in that kind of plastic, but this one has got everything. It even has the original manual in plastic, which I think, you hear my voice cracking because sometimes I go between 13 and 30. I think these manuals came in plastic when they were originally released. I don't actually know if the clamshell Mega Drive games were sealed in Japan. I don't think so, because as far as I know, actually, Super Famicom games were not released sealed in Japan. They just came in these plastic boxes. I actually got one over here. But basically, Super Famicom and Famicom boxes came at the retailer like this, no outer seal. It's incredible, and that's why I don't think there's really that. There's like definitely sealed collecting in terms of PlayStation, Sega Saturn, even PS2 games, but not really like new or sealed collecting for the Famicom or Super Famicom, just because it'd be very difficult for you to actually even determine the provenance of a game, and even if it's, new or not, depending on your situation. I know there's ways you can tell. I've unboxed an N64 game on the channel before, and you can very clearly see where even if you're careful, there's definitely some chipping in the ink on the game just by virtue of actually physically opening the game. But boy, even especially for these, I want to say Super Genesis Mega Drive games, it'd be very difficult to tell if a game has been opened or not, if it's kept in mint quality. Here we go. This is the OG. When did this come out? I know it came out for the Master System as well, the original Sonic cartridge. It's something that often happens, and maybe we'll get to it in this video or the next one. But what will happen is this label up top, the adhesive will start to dry after, 30 years now. And that will often mean that the label will often start coming off of the game. I really need to clean these out. That's something I really got to do. I don't think I've ever even cleaned my Mega Drive games. Oh, here's the original Hagaki. This is the postcard that you would ship in. You would mail it to Sega, and they would enter you into a drawing sometimes. Let's see. Okay, nope, they'll pay for you. You don't need to That's so interesting. Oh, what is this? I forgot what that is. I can't remember how to say that. It's on the Tokyo line. It's sort of near Ota. Now, let's see if I can't. Oh, I don't want to get rid of this plastic. Let's see, they taped it down here. I don't think that's how it's supposed to come. But it's kind of difficult to get the manual out. Sonic 1, great game. Defined the Mega Drive for many people. Great manual. Love this art. This is top class, early 1990s manual design. Nice. What? Look, what? Did they have this in the English version? I don't think so. Puka Puka, Jabon, Zuri Zuri. There you're getting your Japanese onomatopoeia lesson there. That's like a marble zone no shikake. A trap in the marble zone. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. I love this. This is great. This is a fantastic manual. Got Sonic jumping around all these different levels, defying death, running as fast as he possibly can against these mechanical enemies, that they're just poor animals that have been transformed by Eggman. And there's Sonic using a cell phone. What is the Sega Joy telephone? This is the Sega hotline. You will get new information about Sega games. Wow. So remember, this is before the internet was common for people to have. If you wanted the latest information about the hottest Sega games, you had to call in. I wonder if those numbers are still active. I doubt it. I bet Sega's gone through a lot of transformation in its days. I don't think you could call in, but that would be fantastic if you could. I would love to hear if there was anybody on the end of the line. Let's put this in here. So that is the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's go to Darwin 4081, a shooter. What I really love about Japanese Mega Drive games is it tells you the number of players that can actually use the game, as well as what kind of a game. This is the marker for scrolling shooters. See here, Sonic's got a kind of action adventure. And this one, I thought is this supposed to be RPG then? I think that's RPG, that's Sword and the Shield. Do we got any other ones here? No, just a couple more action adventures. But let's open up Darwin 4081, a shooter that I don't think gets talked about much. Was this made by Sega itself? No, Data East. Reprogrammed by Sega and released in 1990. Let's take a look at the cartridge. This is going to be not only a show and tell for the people watching this video, but it's going to be useful for me to do a little bit of an audit of my collection just to make sure that I have these games actually complete with the manual and that the labels aren't peeling off. With the labels, I guess you're just going to have to glue it. I'm sure there's some special kind of glue that won't gloop or glop, because that's my fear, is that if the label is actually coming off of the game, you've got to figure out a way to thinly apply the glue to the cartridge so that it goes back on and it's not obvious. Because if you look at that, when they're doing the industrial level gluing on these labels, there's no bubbling, there's no pooling, it is flat. And I want to find a way to be able to recreate that. But I've not glued any labels back onto my cartridges, and so I don't know if anyone else has ever done that successfully. Moving on to Sonic's Spinball, however you want to pronounce it. Pick this up for $5 at a hard off. What is this? Totemo Americana kankaku. A very American feeling. Is pinball associated with American? That's what it says on the back of the box. Let's open this up. Here we've got the cartridge itself. Very good shape. It's almost like they hardly even used it, the previous owners of this game. Really would be fascinating to know what someone did with this. Ooh, a little insert. What is this? This is Sonic series. Let's see, we got Sonic Spinball, Sonic CD, Sonic and Tails for the Game Gear. They're really trying to get you on all systems. You would need to have both a Mega Drive, the Mega CD attachment, and the Game Gear in order to fully appreciate the Sonic series. And this is what they're trying to get you to do. Let's open up the manual. I've never actually played Sonic Spinball. now that I think about it. The Mega Drive is definitely a big gap in my knowledge of retro gaming. I've definitely played through the Streets of Rages, the Rage Eye, as you might call them. But I've played through the second Sonic a little bit. I used to have the third Sonic. I don't know where it went. But there are definitely games that I want to, if not necessarily clear, depending upon how difficult they are, but at least sink my teeth into. Let's go to Bare Knuckle 2, Streets of Rage 2, which has like really gone up in price. I bought this for like $30 a few years ago. It's now like $70 or $80. And I can say for sure it's worth that price. I love the original two. I've played the first two Streets of Rages. I love the gameplay of the first one. No, I like the gameplay of the second one and the soundtrack of the first one. If there was just some way to combine those two. They're both still phenomenal games. And they hold up even to this day as some of the best side-scrolling beat-em-ups ever made. And which one came out first? Was it Final Fight or was it Streets of Rage? I want to say Final Fight came out first. And I remember just thinking like, wow, I can't believe Bare Knuckle just stole everything from Final Fight. And that's, I mean, they're both side-scrolling beat-em-ups, so there's some, like, yeah, like who's the dude? Axel sort of looks like Cody, but Blaze is definitely different. And who's the other guy? Is Hagar in this, or is Hagar Final Fight? And Max, yeah, Max is Hagar. It's like, it's still great. And I mean, just even having more than 3 real Final Fights, being able to say that, oh yeah, there's actually 4 Streets of Rages now, that's fine by me. Love Streets of Rage. Let's put you away. Let's very carefully, there we go. We'll put you inside the manual there. And then one of the best soundtracks for any game ever, we have the original Bare Knuckle Streets of Rage, as you might know it outside of Japan. This is such a good game. I have very fond memories of playing this with a few different people. And for one, it's a little bit of a test of your relationship with that person, because sometimes you will end up committing friendly fire by accidentally punching your friend in the face on the game, and you've got to figure out how to avoid it. But teamwork makes the dream work, and you will demolish this game if you're able to play it with a friend. And I think be able to clear it in a way that is much more doable than if you were doing this solo. I remember trying to beat this game on my own, the original Streets of Rage, and it's pretty tough, much like the original Final Fight. Oh, there's the dual blazes. What is this? Onihime to Yasha. But they're basically just blazes. They're just blaze clones in terms of their sprites. Let's put these away. Oh, and there's Poison. There's the Streets of Rage's version of Poison. Please don't ban me, YouTube. Moving right along to Feliose. This is somehow a now more expensive Mega Drive game than it was before. I should note that the thing about the Mega Drive in Japan is that it was not very successful, especially when you compare it to the Super Famicom. So these games were printed in very low numbers, especially relative to their North American and European versions. So they are difficult to find and much more expensive for a lot of these games. For example, there's like Maximum Carnage, which is a very easy game to find in North America, but in Japan, it is like a $5,000 game. Same goes for things like Vampire Killer, the Castlevania game that was released for the Mega Drive. That is a $500 game in Japan, whereas in America, complete, it's like $100, maybe $150 if you're buying a mint copy. But Feliose, I've actually played through Feliose. It's a good shooter. I don't know if it's worth like $60 as it is now, but it's still fun if you happen to have that copy. Phantasy Star, The End of the Millennium. This isn't the first Phantasy Star, is it? Wow, I didn't realize that Phantasy Star got so risque in its character designs. Wow, and even they're just like, oh yeah, no, we'll just put her on the front of the cartridge, like as the biggest character. We'll just, okay, sure. I'm surprised they didn't even put her on the, well, I guess she's right there. There she is. Let's see. Oh, look at these inserts. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. What is this? What is this? Oh, here's the Phantasy Star series, launch items, soundtrack CDs, original illustration booklet, t-shirts, telephone card. What is this? Bandana 2 set. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's a cool print. What else have we got? Megasoft Information Volume 1. Here's Sonic Spinball. Oh, wow. This is like, it was an American developed game because it says the Sonic Shock from the USA makes landfall. That's crazy. There we've got, I forgot how to say that. It's not Real Bout, is it? I don't think so. There's Phantasy Star End of the Millennium. Night Trap. Original Japanese advertisement for Night Trap. What is that? Mega CD game. Dark Wizard for the Mega CD. Lots of Mega CD advertisements. They were really pushing that game. Shin Megami Tensei. That's this one. The Zasado Warudo. Oh, the Third World War. Wow, I haven't heard of that one. Might and Magic 3. Eye of the Beholder on the bottom right. I love this. I'm so glad it includes this. Gunstar Heroes Classic, Shining Force 2, Columns, Mega Drive Aladdin. I know there's a fight on the internet between whether the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo version is superior. I have played neither, so I won't comment on it. Then we get a Phantasy Star map. Wow. Is that Zema, Naruya, Idol Kadari? I've played the Dreamcast, well no, the Genesis Phantasy Star Online, but I've never played the original Phantasy Stars now that I think about it. Didn't we just get like a collection of Phantasy Stars that were released for the Switch perhaps, or was I might have, oh no, I think I was seeing that they had a port for the Sega Saturn. Wow, and that's a heck of a lot of detail for an RPG, but this was a big game at the time, especially because the Genesis is not really known for its RPGs as far as I can remember. It's mostly known for its platforming and its action games, a little bit for its strategy games. I saw Sega strategy games all over the place in Japan, but RPGs, aside from Phantasy Star, maybe Landstalker, I can't think of one. Someone's going to have to tell me in the comments if there's any other good RPGs for the Mega Drive. Let's be careful. Oh, there's a lot of inserts here, so I want to be really careful that I don't bend this and cause any damage. There we go. Put the cartridge back in. We'll throw away that safety tag because I bought it. It's mine. I'm not getting rid of it. Here is, no, it's not Majuo. It's like Altered Beast, I believe is the name in Japanese. It's like Oki, I forgot how to say that one. But this one, if I remember correctly, it's got the weirdest manual. I don't think it came that way, but some genius, the previous owner of this, either it came like this with these weird like 6 holes here, or someone did that. A person did this to what would become my copy of Altered Beast. And it's a real shame. But it's like cool. Look at this art. The full page, beautiful art. That is great stuff. And why would you even do this? Do you have just a binder that's full of Mega Drive manuals? Okay. A great cartridge. Wow, there's just so much. It's like it's hand painted. That is the OG art. That's what you want to see in retro games. No CG, no Photoshop, just pure beauty. I don't want to see okay, so that's, I know a lot of people say this, especially in terms of like Magic cards or old Pokemon cards. They obsessed over the retro style, the hand paintedness of everything. But it's like, look, the style of talent's going to change. The style of art's going to change. Can't believe I bought this for 300 yen. This is Wonder Boy MW. It's like 5th in the series? No, it's Monster World 3, Wonder Boy 5. Okay, so then what's Wonder Boy 1? Is that just Wonder Boy 1? And then Wonder Boy 4 is Monster Hunter World 2? If that makes any sense? I don't know. I just picked it up. It's an action game. Looks almost like it's sort of like a action RPG almost. Looking really good looking sprite work there. Great details to this game. fantastic looking art. Let's look at the manual. Excuse me, hitting the box or hitting the camera. Great character design, very cool early 90s anime aesthetic. Looks great. Not, it's certainly not Ghibli, but it's got that sort of what do you want to call it? I'm trying to figure out who else made very famous character designs like this. But it's classic, simple, clean. Look at that's just some beautifully cute enemy design there. That's great. That's fantastic. And probably should remove the price tags off of this. Although I do like to keep that little sort of just reminding you. Oh god, there we go. Got to be careful putting these manuals back in. And we're going to end this video, wrap up with Final Blow, Sega's sort of answer to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, I guess a little bit. Dynamite Joe versus King Jason. Let's open it up. There are cheap Mega Drive games out there, as you can see from here. And the Mega Drive, I don't see it going up in price really, because all of the money has blown past the Mega Drive and now is going into the PlayStation 2, the GameCube, the original Xbox. I don't see any of these games really going up in price at all. Fernando Gomez. Yep, another really cool game that one of these days I will slide in. Actually, I might just spend tonight cleaning out these cartridges, because I don't think I've ever gotten around to doing that for my Mega Drive games. But this is only half of the Mega Drive games that I have in my collection. I'm going to be moving on and doing another video, and we're going to see what else I've got in these beautiful clamshell boxes. I have been your man out of Japan, Jay Contra. Thanks for watching, and mahalo.